I will now start from the circuit that we did last time, which means I have this little LED. I will try and see if I have a different color as well. I have a green one. Let's try to get this green one going. I again plug it in with the longest leg so that I know which one is where. I add a little resistor to make sure I do not blow up my little light. And I add the black wire to the ground rail. Wow, it's being difficult. No, it's not. To the ground rail, and I see if it works. Clearly it does not, which means that this LED is probably broken. Never mind, I do have another one. So I can plug this one in and my LED is on. This is the same schematic as we have here. Now, last time I basically pulled out this wire. What we will do now is we will basically add a little push button, which is denoted like this, to the circuit. So that means that I now can control with the button whether my LED should be on or not. Notice this is the power source, where these are just wires. This is a resistor, and this is the LED. And now we also have a button. Buttons are noted at two different ways, whether like this or like this. That can also be a button. How will we do this? You have received these little yellow buttons. Let's put it up close. Yes, these. They have 4 legs on the bottom. How does this work? First of all, if you look at it internally, let's try to draw one in perspective even. Let's go. You've got this push thing on top, right? What happens is I've got one strip of metal running this way and a second right next to it. Try to follow. Oh yeah, I can't see that. Okay. Here in between, on my button, on the clickety thing of my button, is just a little metal strip. If I push it down, this metal strip connects both sides of the button. So now I can form a little H. If I release it, it pops back up. It has a little spring inside. It pops back up and my connection is no longer there. What does this mean? It means that if I have 4 legs opposite side, if I connect this one with this one, that will always be connected. If I connect this one with this one, always be connected. So I can send power through it in that direction always. What I cannot do is if I try to add a plus here and measure here, that will only work if I click the button in, right? Because then this little metal strip that runs in this direction comes down, connects both wires, and the power can go through. Now, I will add this now to my circuit. How can I do that? First of all, I'm going to remove the LED because I find it a little bit too confusing otherwise. Although I can leave the resistor. I add the resistor, bloop. And now I can push the button in the middle of my breadboard. Try to make sure that it is well and firm in there. And now, on the other side, I can now just add my LED because it can be connected. And then I can use the other leg of my LED, the shortest leg, to connect it back to the negative. That may seem a lot, but it's actually quite simple. What I have done, frankly, is just move the LED from here, where it used to be, that is hard to see, one way back to the other side. And now it no longer has a connection. I'd also try to just keep one of the, one of the legs connected to the black strip. You can pause this video anytime you want to make sure that you understand it. If I do this, for example, if I just plug in my little button, make sure that the legs are nice and straight down, because that might become an issue otherwise. If I just plug it in like this, the light is on. Why is the light on? Because I have connected the little leg of the LED, again closer. The leg of the LED is connected to the same side of the button as the resistor is. So power can just flow through the button without any obstruction. If I move, for example, the resistor to the other side, now I need to press the button in order to let the flow of the electricity go through the button, down, and all the way towards the LED. So this is our first interactive circuit. That means that we can now decide when the button should be on or should not be on. This is by far the most components we will actually have to put into one circuit. We will try to keep it as limited as that in order to make it understandable. Just know this is a basic flow of electricity that can come from our power source, our Raspberry Pico, can go through the resistor, through the LED even, and then only to the button. We can try that as well. So that means that if I say, okay, there is first of all the LED. Let's put the LED on one side of the legs. And then the resistor. I'm just trying now to build, it's the same circuit, but I'm now trying to build it exactly as in the diagram. So we're coming through the resistor from the plus, we're going through the LED, then we encounter the button, and only if I press in the button, there is a mistake. That is okay. I know, yeah, I swapped my LED around. As again, that's the first thing you check. Now I go through the button and then back all the way to ground. So this is the exact same diagram as over here, right? I will use these kinds of diagrams to simplify what is happening over here, because this is sometimes hard to analyze. This is easier. So I will make use of these to help you out to know what is happening. Also use these yourself. If you try to figure out how your circuit should work, please use this to try and figure it out for yourself first on paper before you commit it in a circuit. This is also very easy to communicate with me what is happening.